I love what you said about just doing things because you want to do them, because that's something that I have kind of had to like rediscover as I started working in the industry, and I just became so like scarcity mindset work focused.
Yeah.
You know, like take a job when it comes, whether you're, even if you're tired, even if you're already overcommitted to so many other things, like take it. And it like, I've talked about it multiple times on this podcast. It just like completely burned me out. And I just started to like kind of hate everything. Kind of just started to
That's so real.
Hate
That's
writing and like hate everything. So I've taken quite a long break, and like this podcast is one of the things that I've done, kind of just something that I just wanted to do that isn't dependent on somebody buying it, somebody developing it. I just want to do something by myself, for myself.
Yes. I think thank you for affirming and validating that. I think more creative people need to really understand that and like put it into practice, because, you know, being creative and getting paid is the dream. But the reality is, once your creative passion becomes your job, it can very quickly become like, I hate this because you're not just getting to create, you're creating by committee, and it sucks.
It does suck. And I do think that there's like, you know, seasons for everything. Like there's a season when you do need to like work a bunch and get a sense of like what it's like to work, to be a creative on a professional level. But then at the same time, it's like, I don't think that there's any kind of guidebook to how to manage when it starts to become something that's not enjoyable anymore, when you're losing your creative force, your creative, you know, ideas, like because you're just so burned out. So like, I do think it's just like different, like, you know, Decoded was so much fun and you were so fantastic, even though you were brand new, you know, like I would have never been able to tell that like this person doesn't know what they're doing, you know?
I mean, I think the other thing that was jumping out at me when you were talking about, you know, there being no guidebook and getting burnt out, is creative people also have to take breaks where they just live their life. And that's when
100%.
like that's part of the work too. And when your creative passion becomes your job, like it can be really hard to allow yourself that time, because you're like, I must write. And it's like, okay, well, if you sit down and you're like, I'm writing right now, like your brain doesn't just automatically turn on and start being creative. Like you need to take a walk, you need to go on a bad date, you need to like get into an argument with your neighbor, like you need to do like life stuff. And then like, that's when you're like, oh, that's how that character story is supposed to
100%.
be, or whatever. And I feel the same way about creative things that are outside of your comfort zone. I started playing tennis during the pandemic and I love it. And I love the people I play tennis with. None of them are in the industry. I never talk about work. None of them know what I do. Every once in a while, someone's like, I think I saw you in the LA Times. And I'm like, maybe. And then we're just like, okay, bye. And then we just keep playing tennis. And it's so great. And I have so many great conversations with people. There's so many weird personalities, and there's always there's tennis drama, and we have like a little group chat and stuff, and little things happen at tennis that inspire me in other ways that I use in my work. And it's been such like a breath of fresh air for me. And I was never a sports person. I've never had like any sports talent, because I went to art school. We didn't even have sports at my school. And it's been like the best thing for my brain. And I'm like, I get it now. Sports. I understand.
I'm so happy for you.